12. 12 was supposed to be a special year in the village. Harvest dance year. It was the year you were finally old enough to truly participate, not just watch from the sidelines with the little ones. The year you joined the circle, learned the steps, wore the wreath of wheat and berries, and officially became, well, not quite an adult, but not just a child anymore either. A young person of the village. That was the promise anyway. For weeks, the village common had been buzzing with preparations. Bright banners were strung between houses, their colors snapping in the autumn breeze. Long tables were being set up, groaning under the weight of harvested fruits and vegetables, the air thick with the smell of roasting meats and brewing cider. Music drifted from the practice circle, fiddles and pipes weaving lively tunes, and the laughter of older children practicing the dance steps echoed through the square. It felt like the whole village was humming with excitement, a warm, golden, celebratory hum that you could almost feel vibrating in the very air. I'd watched the preparations with a growing sense of anticipation. I was 12 now, harvest dance year. I'd even started humming the dance tunes to myself, practicing little steps in the glade with Redpaw, who mostly just watched with a puzzled tilt of his head. I imagined myself in the circle, wearing a wreath of crimson berries and golden wheat, moving in time with the music, part of the dance, part of the village, finally, truly belonging. One afternoon, I saw Elder Martha, the village elder, and always the one in charge of the harvest dance, directing a group of older girls decorating the practice circle with ribbons and flowers. She was a tall, sturdy woman with a booming voice and a kind, if somewhat brisk manner. I gathered my courage and walked over, Redpaw padding quietly at my heels. "Elder Martha?" I said, my voice a little shaky, but trying to sound grown up and confident. She turned, her brow furrowed slightly as she focused on me, as if she hadn't quite placed who I was at first. "Yes?" she said, her voice a bit sharper than I'd hoped. "Can I help you, child?" "It's Lidda," I said, feeling my cheeks flush a little. "Lidda. From the edge of the woods? Alara's daughter." Recognition flickered in her eyes, but it didn't exactly soften her expression. "Ah, yes. Alara's girl," she repeated, nodding slowly, her gaze still a little distant. "Well?" I took a breath and plunged in. I was wondering about the harvest dance," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. Since I'm 12 now, and I was wondering if there was anything I could do to help with the preparations or with the dance itself." I gestured vaguely at the practice circle, my heart beating a little faster with each word. Elder Martha's gaze sharpened, just a fraction, and she exchanged a quick glance with one of the older girls, arranging ribbons nearby. The girl's smile faltered, then vanished completely. A little silence settled around us, the lively music from the fiddles seeming to fade slightly in my ears. "Help, child?" Elder Martha repeated, her voice still brisk, but now with a faint edge of something I couldn't quite name. "Dismissal? Perhaps. Well, thank you for offering, Lidda. Very thoughtful of you." She paused, then gestured vaguely at the piles of berries and wheat sheaves nearby. "I suppose, well, Margie here could probably use some help sorting berries." "Margie?" Margie, the girl she gestured to, barely glanced at me, her fingers still busy with the ribbons. "I'm fine, Elder Martha," she mumbled, her voice flat, not meeting my eyes. "Got it handled." Another little silence. Elder Martha's gaze returned to me, still not quite meeting mine directly. "There you have it then," she said, her voice now a little too bright, a little too dismissive. "Plenty of hands already, you see. But perhaps you could watch the younger ones later. Keep them out from underfoot during the dance? That would be helpful." She gave a short, almost perfunctory nod, then turned back to directing the ribbon decorations, her attention already drifting away from me, back to the real preparations, the real participants. "Oh," I said, the word feeling small and hollow in my own ears. "Oh, okay. I can do that." Watch the little ones. But even as I said it, the words felt wrong, like a thin, flimsy excuse. Watching the little ones wasn't joining the dance. It wasn't being part of it. It was being on the outside, still, just in a different way. I stepped back, my imagined wreath of berries and wheat feeling suddenly heavy and wilted in my mind. "Thank you, Elder Martha," I mumbled, turning away quickly before she could offer any more helpful suggestions. Redpaw, sensing my shift in mood, nudged my hand with his nose, his usual playful energy subdued. As I walked away, the festive sounds of the harvest dance preparations seemed to lose their golden hum, turning a little sharper, a little colder. The laughter felt a little too loud, the music a little too bright, the warmth suddenly distant. I glanced back at the practice circle. The older children moved in the dance, their steps sure, their faces smiling, their wreaths bright. They looked like they belonged, and I watched from the edge, Redpaw quiet at my side, the cool autumn breeze feeling suddenly sharper against my cheeks. 12. Harvest dance year. But not, it seemed, for everyone. Not for me. Not really.